Answering questions well is going to require a mix of things. The best answers generally start with a little bit of wit, because you definitely want to hook them with the first sentence. You can make a provocative statement, say something funny, even a mild jab at the asker, or a personal story, for example. Personal stories are going to take a little bit longer to develop, but again, the more work you put into your answer, the better response you're going to get, the more upvotes you're going to get. The length of your answer is also going to attract more upvotes. Longer answers tend to score higher. Now there's two sides here. Some people recommend answering questions as soon as possible. Other people recommend taking your time. I think there's benefits for both. With the first one, answering questions as fast as possible, there's definitely a benefit in terms of that question showing up on the front page of Quora and having more attention brought to it. More people are going to be looking at it and potentially giving you upvotes. You're also going to have less competition, meaning that if you had an idea for an answer and somebody says it already, you can't repeat what they said. But if you're the first one there, people are going to give you the upvotes instead of them. And then answers that are older but have the same number of upvotes as another answer tend to show up at the top rather than as number 2, so you get a little age benefit. On the other hand, there's not a whole lot of chance that you're going to have the exact number of upvotes as somebody else, or at least not for long, so the last benefit could go either way. But I think taking your time and developing a more complete answer, looking at the competition, seeing what they've left out, including more wit, more clever wording, more references, more statistics. I think first mover advantage is somewhat overrated sometimes. I mean, if you think about Yahoo was once the search leader, but Google came along with a better search engine. It gave more efficient, better results for people's searches, and now they're number 1 by far. So I prefer the quality over speed, but whatever you think will work best for you. I've seen answers that cut off after the first paragraph or the middle of a sentence, sort of in the middle or right before something interesting is about to be said, and they send people to their sites, like they put a link there. If you're going to try to direct a reader to an outside source, I would give an answer to their question, but then include some sort of call to action at the end, saying something along the lines of, there's actually a great post on that here, and you can direct them to your blog. You could also link to a YouTube video at the end of your answer. If it happens to be something you have a video on explaining it a little bit better or demonstrating the process, you could send them to YouTube, and this would be a way to get views for your videos and get a little bit more visibility. Whatever you do though, don't be boring. Treat it like a short blog post. And if you see what you consider to be dumb questions on Quora, try to resist the urge to give sarcastic, condescending answers. You want to remember that you're representing your company, and although people tend to be rather ruthless because of the usually anonymous nature of the internet, you're using your real name on Quora, and you're trying to create a good reputation. Plus, rude answers tend to be erased by moderators or downvoted, so it's not even worth your time. Really, if you answer questions well and you make it easy to understand, people are going to come to you. Because the majority of people on Quora are not experts. They're coming there to find answers to their questions, just like they would to a forum. And if you can become sort of the go-to guy for them, they're going to want to find out more about you. They're going to check out your website and then possibly become a customer. Another strategy you can use is to create questions with a separate account about your topic and then answer them with the account that you have for that particular niche. Really, there's no reason to wait or hope that somebody asks a question that you think would be useful for people within that niche to know the answer to. Maybe it's a question you get all the time from customers, but you haven't seen it on Quora. Put it up there with a random account and then answer it yourself. You can also do the same thing for your company, because typically if a question is asked about a particular company and somebody from that company answers it, it tends to get the highest number of upvotes. And it's a good way to come up in Google searches, it's a good way to promote your brand, and it'll help out your potential customers at the same time. And finally, within Quora, there's an option to follow a question that you want to know the answer to, and Quora then displays the number of followers for each unanswered question. So really the easiest way to attract a following is to look for the unanswered questions with the most followers, and then write an answer to them.